In this video, we are going to cover very important concept in Google ADK, and that is callback. So what exactly are the callbacks? Callback is nothing but a simple custom function that you can write. The important piece comes when we plug these custom methods or function at a specific place. And that's where the different types of callback comes into picture. So as you can see into this diagram, you would be having your input, which is going to pass to agent, and then agent is going to give you the output, right? But even in this simple flow, you can plug your callbacks at multiple places. So the first callback, which is at the top level, is called Before Agent Callback. So what would happen before any inputs gets passed to agent, this particular callback can intercept that input, and then based on your defined criteria in the given custom method, it can take a call like what exactly it has to do with that specific input. Similarly, we do have the after agent callback. So when the agent is going to deliver the output to its end user, before the output gets present to end users, this after agent callback can come into picture, and based on the given method or criteria, it can intercept the produced output and then apply the transformation what has been mentioned in this particular callback and present the output in the desired format. So this particular callback at the top level. After that, we do have a model callbacks. So every time when agent has to do something, the reasoning capability comes from LLM model. So LLM model is just like a brain for that particular agent. So if agent has to do something, it will heavily rely on the LLM model, and that's where second callback comes into picture. So this particular callback could come into picture between the agent and the model. So when any kind of request is going to get passed to LLM model, then you can plug in this before model callback and it can intercept that input. Similarly, when the LLM response is going to get generated from the model, then you can intercept it using after model callback. At the last, we do have another callback which is called tool callback. So we know like if we have to connect with external API or any kind of custom method, then we just pass it as a tool, and then agent can invoke those tools based on the given input or criteria. But before actually invoking that particular tool also, you can pass certain kind of callback over here. This is going to be the before tool callback. And similarly, when the output is going to get generated from the tool, then you can plug in after tool callback. So it can intercept that particular output generated from tool. If you have to drill down from top to bottom, then at the first level, you are going to have the agent callback. So at the second level, we do have model callback, and at the third level, we have tool callback. So as you can see, like these callbacks are going to give you the flexibility to act as a specific checkpoints where actually you can pass your instructions and intercept the given input and the generated output. And here you can see like these are the different kind of return type which you are going to get from callback. So when we are interacting with agent callback, the return type is going to be content. When you are going to deal with the model callback, then you have to deal with LLM request and response because that's what comes from agent to model. And then when we are going to deal with the tool callback, then the return type is going to be dictionary or map. So just by going over that, you must have started thinking, okay, what could be the different use cases of this kind of callback? There are multiple use cases where these callbacks are going to be very helpful. You can use this callback as certain kind of guardrails where you can see, okay, if the certain input is coming to your agent, you can block certain inputs before going into the agent, or you can just mark certain information before it produces any kind of output to the end user. So you can use these callbacks as guardrails. Definitely the logging and monitoring is going to be the second piece because all these callbacks are at a very specific position where certain inputs are going into the model, agent or tool, or certain outputs are coming out of it. So you can definitely print the request, the responses, the tokens and everything. So logging and monitoring is going to be the second use case. Artifacts handling is going to be the other use case. We have already covered the artifacts. You can use these callbacks to handle those kind of artifacts. Caching is going to be the other important use case. Request response modification is going to be another use case. and then the conditional steps that you can apply, because as you can see, like all these callbacks are getting placed at a very strategic location. So we are going to cover all these callbacks in our videos. In this particular video, we are just going to cover the before agent callback, and we'll see like how we can code around it. So let's go into the code. Here we do have a sample code which we have covered earlier, where we have explained how to integrate a tool call with the agent. And now actually we are going to do certain things to enable the callback in the code. So first thing what we have to do is callback context. I'm just going to go over here, google.adk.agents. Then we are going to have a callback context. And I'm just going to import it from here. And now we have to define our method. As I have stated earlier, like callbacks are nothing but your simple method. I just need to define a method, and I'm just going to call before tool call, and then I just have to pass this callback context. Once you enable this callback context, then you would get access to multiple configurations. Let me just say callback context underscore context. And then when I see dot, you can see like I can get the agent name from here. I can get the session state, user content, what user is trying to pass, and all those things. And similarly, you can see, there are methods for the artifact as well. So let me just try to print out few things. What I can do, I can just enable all these variables, which are, so I can just say callback context, agent name. Then if I have to get the invocation ID, I can also just print it out for this particular interaction, which is going to be context. And then I can say invocation ID. Similarly, I can also get the current state. So callback context dot state variable is here. Just get it using this method. This would give you access to all different things before actually anything gets passed to your agent, because we are trying to access the information before it gets passed to agent. So here actually I have changed the name also, before agent call. Now actually you can access this information and you can just print it out. So I can just print it out, this before agent call. This would be the first thing which is going to get printed over here. Here in this specific code, we are trying to get the weather information from agent of a specific city, right? And using this before agent callback, I can apply certain guardrails. I can restrict only that input is going to pass to the agent where user is specifically asking about weather information. If he or she is not asking about weather information, then my agent shouldn't get activated at all. So let's see actually how we can enable it. So the first thing what I have to do is somehow I need to get access to the request which user is passing. And that information we can get it from the callback context dot user content. So here I can just get the user content, what user is trying to pass, and access it. So under user content, there is going to be something called parts, and under parts there is going to be some specific array. You can get this information like if you just go ahead and print it out, callback context dot user content, then you would be able to visualize what I'm trying to convey over here. And then under that parts, I can get the text. So this is how actually I can get the specific text which user is trying to pass. And then what I can say, like if weather, what I'm hoping, like if someone is asking for weather information, then weather should be in the string which user is trying to pass, weather or temperature, something like that. So you can pass those conditions just like this. I'm just simply checking whether, if this particular word is in the given string which user is trying to pass. So if that's the case, then I shouldn't be doing anything much. I should let the agent proceed. I can just print, user asking about weather, and I can just return none from here because we don't have to do anything specific. I want agent to get executed if the user is not asking about anything related to weather, right? Then I have to display certain information to the user. In that case, how we can display that information to the user? So it's not just pass like random string over there. So there is a specific way to pass that information, and we are just going to use types for that. I guess similarly how we are accessing the information in the same format, actually we have to pass the information to the user as well. And for that, again, I have to import another package, which is going to be from Google.Gen AI import types. And now I can pass certain information, types.content. And under this content, I can just go ahead and pass my input, something like this. And similarly, how we are accessing the information here also. So under parts, this is going to be the array. And under this array, then I am just passing this specific text, and I'm just saying, oh, the agent is skipped by before agent callback due to invalid query. Once we have like these things defined, what I want, I have to somehow enable it in our agent. So in agent, if I go over here and if I scroll a bit down, then you can see, okay, all kind of callback options are here. Like it's clearly written over here, and we just have to pass our method under it. So I'm just going to say before agent callback. I am just going to call this before agent call. The method which we have defined, you can just name it whatever you want. I can just pass the method over here and we should be good. Now I can just go ahead and execute ADK web. Now this had given me URL. I will just click on this and go to our new folder, which is going to be the callback. And let's try to ask, what's the capital of India? This question is not related to weather. So in this case, we have got the response from our before agent callback. First agent is skipped by before agent callback due to invalid query. And if you notice, this is the same instruction which we have passed in the before agent callback. Let me try with another random question. So what is 2 plus 2? And again, in this case, the agent call got skipped. Now let me ask for what's the weather in Mumbai. In this case, you can see the tool is getting triggered to get the weather information. And you can see we have got the weather information here. But along with the weather information, you can also see, okay, we are getting the capital of India output, what's 2 plus 2 output, all these things. And why this is happening whenever we are interacting with the model in this conversation kind of setup, all these things are getting stored in the conversation history. When the model is getting enabled, in the first instance, the agent was not even enabled. In the third instance, when it's got enabled, then it has looked into all the conversation, what exactly happened, and then tries to take all the question and just try to answer it over here. Let's try to resolve that so that it can only refer the current weather question which we are trying to ask and provide us the weather information. To access only the current user query, we can just try to access it like this. So all the user queries are going to get stored in the list, and we are just trying to access the one from the bottom, which is going to be the latest one. Also, we just have to make sure, because there could be a scenario where there is nothing in the list. So we just want to make sure, okay, there is something in the list. Create one more variable over here, and this is going to be the callback context.user content. And then we can just check, there should be something in the content, and the question should be related to weather information. Now actually we have to pass certain specific instruction to the model so that it can just ignore all those invalid queries and only focus on what we are trying to achieve over here. So I will just pass these instructions now rather than giving the plain instructions. So here I'm just trying to see your only purpose is to provide weather information using the provided tools. Important, if you see previous user query in the conversation history that were skipped, ignored, or not about the weather, you must strictly ignore them and focus only on addressing the very last user message. So with these two things in place, we can just again go ahead and rerun our application. Again, actually we can start the same flow. So what's the capital of India? Was 2 plus 2. And now we can ask for weather. What's the weather in Mumbai? And now you can see like we have only got the weather information from here, and we haven't got answer of all our previous questions which were skipped. So this is all about the before agent callback. You can see how powerful it can be. So just go over it, try it out. We will cover rest of the callbacks in our following videos. That's all what we have in this video. Thank you for watching.